Bradford City continue their 2024-25 league campaign with a clash at home to promotion favourites Gillingham FC, and in today's video you're going to find out how both teams have got on so far this season, what my starting 11 would be for this match if I was Graham Alexander. Now, after a recent run of positive results, my team Bradford City are back in the playoffs and we currently occupy that final spot in 7th place. After 11 matches we've got 5 wins, 3 draws and 3 defeats, scoring 16 goals and conceding 11, which leaves us on a positive 5 goal difference and 18 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a win, a draw, a loss and a draw. Them last couple of matches have then been a 2-0 win away at Tranmere Rovers, a match where we probably did deserve to win. Stats probably say Tranmere edged it, but I don't really feel like they ever troubled us in front of goal. They had a lot of shots, but none of them really troubled Sam Walker in all honesty, and obviously 2 brilliant finishes from Andy Cook to secure all 3 points for Graham Alexander's side. We also had a 3-1 win at home to Newport County live on the telly. The substitutions, bringing on the likes of Bobby Poynton for this game, it really did change it. I thought it was quite even up until that point. We had a good first half, poor kind of first part of the second half, and then the second part of the second half we went back to our best and probably did deserve all 3 points in that one. We also had a 1-1 draw away at Morecambe. We were really poor in this game. I don't think we actually deserved to get a point out of it. Obviously Morecambe had a shocking record by this point in the season. To concede an own goal within 5 minutes, we all thought it was going to be a very Bradford City result, but Jack Shepherd managed to rescue a point from that game quite late on. We also had a 2-1 defeat away at Harrogate. As always, when we go away to Harrogate, we were absolutely shocking in this game. First 25 minutes was terrible, absolutely pathetic. 2 terrible goals to give away. We got a goal back through Andy Cook after a big error from Anthony O'Connor, but then after that we never really looked like scoring once again, and it's another trip we've had to Harrogate where we've come away from the game with absolutely nothing. And just before that we had a 0-0 draw at home to AFC Wimbledon. That game feels like a long time ago now, and it's actually less than a month ago, but it feels like a long time ago, and probably a point was a fair result in this game. Both sides had some chances, but like I say, a point probably was fair. Compared though to Gillingham FC, they currently sit 5th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 11 matches they've got 6 wins, 1 draw and 4 defeats, scoring 13 goals and only conceding the 7, which leaves them on a positive 6 goal difference and 19 points. Their last couple of matches then have been a loss, a win and a win. Them last couple of matches then been a 2-1 defeat at home to Accrington Stanley. Former Bradford City loanee Dara Costello scoring the 94th minute winner in that game. Gillingham had a lot of the ball but a lot less of the chances as well, and you would argue in that second half Accrington probably did deserve the 3 points on the balance of play, which surely for Gillingham must be a little bit concerning, especially after taking the lead just after half time. They also had a 2-0 defeat away at Crewe Alexandra. Gillingham had a lot of shots in the game but none of them could hit the goal. Dominated possession but just simply not clinical enough in front of goal. Shiloh Tracy with the brace to secure all 3 points for Lee Bell's side. They also had a 1-0 defeat at home to Grimsby Town. Kieran Green scoring the only goal of the game. Statistically, Gillingham were definitely the better side, more shots on target, more possession, all that sort of stuff, but Grimsby kind of S-house their way through the match and they managed to pick up all 3 points in that game after only having 1 shot on target. They also had a 2-0 win at home to Barrow. Obviously the Barrow manager was the Gillingham manager last season, so he's gone back there and hasn't been able to get revenge. I'd say statistically Barrow probably did slightly edge the match, but Gillingham were more clinical and they were certainly better in both boxes, and that was obviously a big 3 points for them. But I'm sure for the Gills fans that feels like a long time ago after 3 straight league defeats on the bounce. And then just before that they had a 3-1 defeat at home to Crystal Palace's under-21s in the Football League Trophy, where they were battered. Palace had 12 shots on target in that game, but I actually had a brief look at the lineups. Rob Holding, the former Arsenal central defender, played in this game. The rest of them were all academy players and all that sort of stuff, but to see Rob Holding in there was absolutely bizarre. Again, I think Gillingham probably did make a few changes for this game, especially defensively. I'm seeing Ollie Hawkins play centre half. He hasn't done that since the Nigel Clough days. But yeah, Gillingham recently 4 losses out of their last 5 in all competitions. That's not ideal for them if they want promotion this season. Before we do go any further though with today's video, don't forget to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 50 likes on today's video? That'd be massively appreciated. And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. What is your score prediction for this match? What would your start 11 be as well? well if you were Graham Alexander. Let's move on then to my team for this match. I would definitely stick with the 3-1-4-2 formation. It's proven so much so far this season that we simply have to play a back three. Whenever we play a back four, we never really look good enough, but playing the back three, we're solid defensively and we score goals as well. So I definitely would stick with the 3-1-4-2 formation. In goal, I've gone with Sam Walker. He didn't really have much to do against Tranmere, in all honesty, but the previous 3 times we've been there in the last 3 seasons, we've gone there, we've conceded goals, and it was nice to go to Tranmere and keep a clean sheet. And Sam Walker was kept fairly quiet in the game. I thought his distribution was pretty solid as well, so he definitely starts for me in between the sticks. Into my back three then, at right centre back, I've gone with Aidan Baldwin. He'll finally be back and available for this match. He obviously went off in the clash against Grimsby back in August, so to see him finally be back fit and available is amazing. He's been training the last couple of weeks, and if he's not involved in the squad in this one, I'll be really concerned. But Baldwin was very good for us up until his injury, especially on the ball, so for me personally, he definitely would start, as I haven't been massively impressed with Chet Diabate over the last couple of weeks. In the middle, I've gone with Neil Byrne. Like I say, I haven't been massively impressed with Chet Diabate so far in the last couple of matches, and Neil Byrne proved against Newport his importance really. His leadership is massive for us, and statistically, we win more matches than we lose when Neil Byrne does play. While at the start of the season, I wasn't really impressed with his individual performances, the stats don't lie. His win percentage is very solid, so for me personally, he would start as the middle centre-back. At the left centre-back, I've gone with Jack Shepherd. He should hopefully be fine for this one. I haven't had the opportunity to listen to Graham Alexander's pre-match press conference as of right now. I know there's a bit of illness going around in the camp, but I do know Neil Byrne has recovered from that, thankfully. Obviously, Jack Shepherd came off last Saturday against Tranmere around 55 minutes with that dead leg. I think he said that he would have been able to carry on, but he couldn't really sprint. So I would hope after a week that dead leg might have cleared up, but sometimes you can be out for 2 to 3 weeks with a dead leg. So fingers crossed, it's kind of best case scenario, and he will be back available for this game, because I don't want to see us kind of shoehorn fullbacks in at wide side centre half, because I thought Halliday and Richards, they can do a job there, but obviously it's not their natural position. So for me personally, if the players who we think will be available are available for this game, I go with the back three of Baldwin, Byrne and Shepherd. As my holding midfielder, I've gone with the captain, Richie Smallwood. Not really much to say about Smallwood apart from he is the best player to play in that role. Corey Evans has recently been getting quite a lot of minutes as a number 8 on off the bench, but it'll be interesting to see when we play, I think is it Rotherham in the Football League Trophy, will Graham Alexander give Corey Evans the start as the lone holding midfielder to kind of give Smallwood a bit of a rest. But he was massive for us with Smallwood in both of our goals. He wins the ball back for both of them. I guess the second one's a bit lucky with Connor Jennings slipping over, but Smallwood for me has proven that in this system he is massive for us to play in that position, so I'd start him as my holding midfielder. At right wing back, I've gone with Jay Ben. Like I say, Halliday did a solid job at right centre back at the weekend, but Jay Ben has been really impressive so far in right wing back throughout his time at Bradford City, obviously on loan from Lincoln City. On the weekend against Amari Patrick, I think he was up against for the large part. I thought it was a really good battle, to be fair. Patrick was getting the better of Ben, and then Ben was getting the better of Patrick. It was a really, really good battle, but I certainly do think Jay Ben had a really solid game at the weekend. Going forward, he's brilliant. His work rate is outstanding. Defensively, very strong as well. So Jay Ben would start for me at right wing back. As my 2 at number 8s then, at firstly I've gone with Jamie Walker. He wasn't really that influential against Tranmere, but normally when he has kind of, not an off game, but just one where he's not really too involved, the next game will come up with a goal, and I feel like this is the sort of game which Jamie Walker will thrive on. A big kind of promotion 6-pointer at this point in the season. 2 teams who you'd certainly expect to be in and around the playoffs come the end of it. So this is the type of game where Jamie Walker will pop up with a goal, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play. He loves a goal away at Gillingham, so I'm hoping that he can get a goal in this home clash. But for me personally, he should start, and I partner him with Clark Adore, arguably his best performance of the season so far against Tranmere. The way he keeps the ball so close to his feet, that is what we need to see more of with the end product though as well, because he had a really, really good game. Few people questioning, should you be starting Poynton after he was very good on off the bench against Newport, but I'd stick with Clark Adore in this one and maybe see Poynton come on after 65-70 minutes, obviously depending on the score, because we know Poynton can change the game. As my left wing back, I've gone with Lewis Richards. Again, not impressed with Tyreek Wright against Tranmere. Offensively, his crossing was really poor again. Defensively, all over the place. He can't stop a cross. He gets beaten far too easily. Compared to Lewis Richards, while I think he proved against Mansfield he can cross the ball, I do think it has been quite inconsistent throughout his time at Bradford City, but defensively, I think he's so much better. We need to be a bit more solid against a team like Gillingham. I know that's kind of a quote that's come back to haunt me, because it was kind of deemed in a negative way. This time it's a positive thing. Obviously Gillingham, they're a good side, a team we expect to be up there, so we do need to be a bit better defensively. I think Lewis Richards would provide that, in all honesty. So for me personally, I would start him at left wing back. As my two strikers then, firstly I've gone with Andy Cook, obviously the League 2 top goal scorer, currently on 7 goals, should be 8 though, if that one wasn't wrongfully disallowed against Salford City, but he's been brilliant so far this season, has Andy Cook. He's bagging them in for fun, and I think if he's to stay injury free, he'll get 25 goals with his eyes closed this campaign. His partner though, it's caused a lot of debate on social media. Who would you go with for this game? I've gone Callum Kavanagh. It's been a while since I've asked for Callum Kavanagh to start a game, because I do think he has been really poor so far this season, but against Tranmere I thought he was a bit better. You know, he's got better and better since he had that kind of break from the side, and he's slowly come back into it. Obviously gets the assist as well for our second goal, a beautifully weighted pass, and he times it perfectly, kind of waits for the defender to come towards him and then plays it through to Andy Cook. They formed a brilliant partnership last season. He's desperate for a goal, and I'd love him to score the winner in this game, as obviously he is our player. On the bench then for me, that would leave Colin Doyle, Brad Halliday, Czech Diabate, Corey Evans, Bobby Poynton, Ollie Sanderson and Verden Oliver, so that bench would look really, really strong. Unavailable at this moment in time, I believe, is Callum Johnson, Kieran Kelly, Anthony Sarsvig, Alex Patterson and Joe Adams. So the players who miss out then through selection will be Zach Hayday, Paul Huntington, Gabriel Wadsworth, Tyreek Wright and Tyler Smith. So some pretty solid League 2 players not even making the bench for us again. But you'll have to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with my team, and what do you think your score prediction is going to be for this match? It's going to be a really, really tough game. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. If you want to check out my full League 2 score predictions, then make sure to go do so over on the main channel. And I also did a match preview with Gillingham fan Gills in the Blood TV over on his channel, so make sure to go check that one out if you haven't already. Drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 50 likes on today's video? That would massively appreciate, and I think this is the first video I've done since we hit 300 subscribers, so thank you all so much for that. And the final thing, play ratings are now live. I haven't decided what specific time they're going to be, but they're going to be live on this channel, so make sure to stay tuned for that with Corbin on StreamYard, so make sure to stay tuned. Have a good one.